So here's the parts laid out that we got for issue 49 of the build the Ferrari F40 Competizione. Not going to be using this at all in this issue, so I've left it in its kind of packaging. It's the rear frame, the model with some Type S screws, but as I say, I've already looked and we're not going to be using this at all, so left it all in its protective packaging until we actually are going to use it. It's a metal part, don't want to get any damaged or anything like that. So yeah, we'll just kind of get rid of that, and we'll get into the actual build for issue 49, which is going to be nothing to do with this. Okay, so once again with issue 49, you can forget the instructions in the magazine pretty much. You just follow the online kind of tutorial. I mean, there are bits we are going to be doing, but yeah, it shows it a lot better on the online tutorial, and it's in the wrong order in the magazine. So first thing it's asking us to do is to fit a part, and this is from issue 48, and it's the, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called, to be honest with you. Issue 48, front suspension top panel, and a small kind of part that it asks you to fit. We have got parts everywhere with this model, haven't we? We've got so many little bags with different parts in it. I've had to kind of label them up. But yeah, the first thing, yeah, so we've got a little D-shaped kind of hole. So kind of D-shaped hole, sorry about the reflection. And we've got a plastic part that's just going to get pushed onto that. That's got a D-shaped pin, hole, and that goes onto the pin. So you just push that on in the correct kind of orientation. Okay, that's kind of what that looks like. You've only got one pin on one side. And then we attach the ball joint holders, or what I call them, from, as I say once again, I think these were in 48, with some Type H screws, which were also supplied in that issue. And it's making sure you're getting the right way around. This, I think this is in the instructions actually, how to attach these. Yeah, kind of shows. So you've got your protruding part, and that's going to be going towards the rear, and they just get fitted on with, as I say, Type H screws. Okay, so there are those attachment brackets, the suspension onto the suspension top frame attached. Okay, and now we're fitting a part that's completely missed out of the instructions in the magazine, but it's definitely in the video tutorial, so I'm sure it's got to be done. And that's the kind of, it's a suspension, it's a steering arm or whatever mount, and it's from issue 45. It looks like that. Okay, and all we're going to be doing is it's going to be supporting this steering rack. It's going to be supporting the steering rack, the metal steering rack. Kind of gets fitted in with some H and O screws, and also kind of a mounting bracket type thing. Just trying to work out how it goes. Okay, all right, so yeah. So you have to kind of slide it underneath here. So you've got these two screw holes here. Slide it underneath the steering column, steering rack. Yeah. And then you're going to attach that with two Type H screws, and then there's some brackets that you're going to be putting on as well. Just trying to keep this cable out of the way. So, yep, two Type H screws. Kind of understand that they're going to have changes, if you like, because they've modified these things, but they could at least put a little note in the instructions. Go to the video tutorial, because this part, fitting this part in the magazine instructions at all. Okay, so two Type H screws, holding that down. And then we've got two kind of brackets, once again from issue 45. I guess they're going to kind of go on in that orientation and get completely in the way of this. Is this, are these the ones? Because that's really bending that. Have we got some modified ones of these or something? I don't know. So yeah, it is these ones, and they just bend whatever the tie rod or the anti-roll bar or whatever it is down the bottom, and they're fitted in with some type O screws. 4 type O screws. 2 on each side. And it's just going to bend that plastic anti-roll bar. Just bending that kind of out of the way. I looked on the video and you can see it actually bending this anti-roll bar, which is weird, but there you go. Okay, so fitted that, and I don't know if you can see that, but you can see how much of a bend is now on that little kind of plastic anti-roll bar. Massive amount of bend on that, but that's it really. It is only plastic. It's going to bend it, maybe bring it to the front. So instead of having it down underneath, you can kind of, because it moves that anti-roll bar, you can kind of bring it to the front of the bracket, and it is movable. So yeah, so that looks a lot better. So that anti-roll bar there, that plastic anti-roll bar, just because it sits underneath the bracket when I initially put it in, if I bend it forward, move it forward, then it sits kind of in front of that bracket. So yeah, so that anti-roll bar, just bring it forward so it sits in front of the bracket, not underneath. Okay. Okay, now we're fitting the firewall that we got in 48, issue 48, with 2 type T screws. So this is this black plastic firewall that we got. Has got to cut out one side. That's got to go the side of the steering column. The cutout itself, fairly self-explanatory. It wouldn't fit the other way, I don't think. So that kind of just slots in, because these go into here. Fits in that orientation there. So with the slot for the steering column. And it's just 2 type T screws from underneath. Okay, so that's how that looks fitted. Okay, now what we're fitting is the upper suspension cover. We just constructed a little bit. Just so you got these 3 pins on the firewall. They're going to correspond with 3 pins on there, and then you've got these holes there that are going to correspond with these holes for the screws. So just kind of lining everything up, I guess. Move the suspension out of the way. Let's get it in the way a little bit. Or just make sure it slots in. So those 3 pins are in. Yeah, 3 pins are in, and 2 holes are in here for the type A screws. and then you're going to have to do 2 type N screws through the top mount, the suspension, and into the actual suspension part itself to secure that type N screws. Quite tricky, I think, because it's going to be kind of in the way. So okay, that's 49 done there yet, so just make sure that the steering still moves, yeah, and the steering column moves with it. It does. Okay, so it was issue 49 done there of the F40. As always, just have a look at the centre picture. Very nice. Black and white image. Kind of racing Ferrari. Yeah, we didn't really use the instructions that much in that one. Just use the online video. What we got in 50, we've got another part, but it looks like we're not going to be using that part again in the actual issue instructions. We're going to be doing a lot of work on the dashboard, fitting some switches by the looks of things. So that will be issue 50, and that will be coming up soon, so keep an eye out for that. So that was my presentation of this issue of Build a Ferrari F40 Competizione by Panini Collections and Centauro magazine. And if you'd like to see progression of this model from where it is now up to completed car, then don't forget to subscribe, and you can click the bell if you'd like to be notified anytime that a video goes live on the channel, because I've also got, I'm building an Ecto 1 and a Spitfire as well. They're both part builds, so you can check those out as well. But hey, thank you very much for watching. Hope to catch you again on the channel soon. Take care and ta-ra for now.